Hand tools for electrical maintenance identify basic tools and their safety aspects. Tips for hand tool safety.
Types of electrical emergency. There are typically 4 types of electrical emergency: power outages, blackout, electrical fire, electrical shocks, fallen power lines. We are mentioning everything that must be done in each case to help you stay safe and troubleshoot the problem before anything serious happens. Read on. Blackout condition is a scenario on a ship wherein the main propulsion plant and associate machineries such as boiler, purifier and other auxiliaries stop operating due to failure of power generation system of the ship, generator and alternator. With technologies and automation, measures are provided to avoid such blackout situations by means of auto-loading sharing system and auto-standby system, in which the generator set that is running in parallel or standby comes on load automatically if the running diesel generator fails. What to do in case of a blackout? In case of blackout, following precautions and actions should be taken. Never panic in such a situation, be calm and compose. An emergency generator will restore the power in no time. Inform officer on bridge briefly about the condition. Call for manpower and inform the chief engineer. If the main propulsion plant is running, bring the fuel lever to 0 position. Close the feed of the running purifier to avoid overflow and wastage of fuel. If the auxiliary boiler was running, shut the main steam stop valve to maintain the steam pressure. Find out the problem and reason for blackout and rectify the same. Before starting the generator set, start the pre-lubrication priming pump if the supply for the same is given from the emergency generator. If not, then use a manual priming handle, provided in some generators. Start the generator and take it on load. Then immediately start the main engine lube oil pump and main engine jacket water pump. Reset breakers and start all the other required machinery and system. Reset breakers that are included in preferential tripping sequence. It requires both skill and patience to tackle a situation like a blackout, especially when the vessel is sailing or maneuvering. However, the best way to tackle such situations is to be calm and compose, and to know your engine room and machinery very well in advance. Electrical fire. Electrical fires are caused by overloading, faulty or exposed wiring, or when flammable objects are placed near a light bulb. In case of an electrical fire, follow these 4 steps. Raise fire alarm. Soon observing fire, raise the fire alarm by manual call points nearly available. Cut the power supply. The very first thing to do in case of an electrical fire is to cut the power supply at the source. Flip the switch and cut the supply. This will stop the fire on time and reduce the risk of shocks if you are trying to put out the fire. Use a fire extinguisher to put out the fire. In case of an electrical fire, you should only be using a fire extinguisher that is rated Class C. Normally you will find CO2 extinguishers near electrical switchboard and panels. Continue dispersing until the fire has been put out completely. Evacuate the site. If you cannot control the fire, exit from the compartment or area. Close all openings if possible, and doors to prevent fresh air entering to the fire. Wait for the fire team to arrive so that you can guide them about source and location of fire. Fallen power lines pose a serious threat to life and property, and so they should be dealt with extreme caution. If you are in close proximity to a fallen power line, follow these 3 steps. Stay at least 8 meters away. A fallen line may be live even if it does not give off sounds, sparks, and lights. To avoid any mishap, maintain a distance of at least 8 meters from the power line. Also check for any metal fences, fallen limbs, puddles or vehicles that could act as conductive materials and pose an electrical hazard. Don't touch any object or tree that is in contact with the fallen power line. Trees that are in contact with fallen power lines can be conductive. Even if you are not sure if the power line is live, avoid any contact with electrical materials that are touching the tree or surrounding it. Contact the local authorities immediately. If you notice a dangling or downed power line, immediately bring it to the notice of your local power distributor that is in charge of these power lines.